Hello, welcome to the Tea Party Hardy channel. Chief Justice John Roberts joins the Liberals in a 5-4 ruling that Donald Trump cannot end DACA program and deport illegal immigrants who came as children. In a second defeat in a week for the president, and I'm not going to read their commentary. My question for you is this. Chief Justice John Roberts joins the Liberals. When did he leave them? He is the fellow who, after all, rewrote Obamacare. A Supreme Court justice rewrote Obamacare to make it legal. Well, legal because the guy who runs the courts changed it so that he could say it was legal. Hardly a conservative thing to do. And the idea that this is new is to not pay attention to his record. This says John Roberts has cast a pivotal Liberal vote only 5 times. Yeah, that was way back in July of 2018. Since then, the list has grown and grown and grown, and now the Conservatives grown and grown and grown. As recently as 4 days ago, the Supreme Court said that the BLTGQ folk, they get protection cover, and so do the bisexuals and pansexual workers too. That was thanks to John Roberts. Conservative? Not really. Not even close. Or what about this? When Chief Justice John Roberts sides with the... See, they're still using that term. Sides with the liberal justices. The Supreme Court rules in favor of restrictions on religious services. That's during the pandemic, of course. But it doesn't stop there. Oh, no. It turns out that Chief Justice Roberts not only sided with the liberals, his side apparently, through his actions, and then he mocked conservatives in the ruling against the evangelical church. Do we need any more evidence that this guy is not on the side of the conservatives? Because he's really trying to make it as plain as he can. And let's take a look at this DACA thing. DACA stood for, because it doesn't anymore, deferred action. There's nothing deferred about it when you make it permanent. It goes back to what Ronald Reagan said. The quickest way to make something permanent is to make it a government program. It will never die. Deferred action. Not really. In a 5-4 majority ruling, the Supreme Court says that the Trump administration's attempt to end the deferred action program was not legal. It wasn't legal to create it either, but that didn't stop Obama, and it didn't stop the Supreme Court from blowing that off. DACA stops at least 700,000 illegal immigrants. At least they're using the proper language. There you go. See, you can use the proper language when you know they get to stay. I'm guessing that's their rule in their little handbook. Who came as children from being deported. I wonder what the definition was of children. Well, they were under 50. Trump was elected on a platform including ending the Deferred Action Program, which was set up by the Obama administration in 2012. Illegally so. Didn't matter, doesn't care. Chief Justice John Roberts, in a 5-4 ruling, said administration did not follow the rules to reach the decision properly. Well, neither did Obama in setting it up, and that didn't seem to put a bee in his bonnet. Roberts was joined Thursday by the liberal with his friends and cohorts, the liberal justices. I'm not going to read their names, you know who they are. Ruling says that Trump can try to get rid of DACA again, but he has to start from the beginning. Hey, why not? He's got 4.5 more years. So, apparently, John Roberts has decided to not even be Kennedy, because at least Kennedy, on a few occasions, would vote with the right. When Justice Roberts votes with the right, he does it when everybody else on the left does too, because they're kind of a pack mentality. That's not a surprise to anybody. We need to just stop calling him a conservative, because he's not. He hasn't been conservative since who knows when. You know, in the old days, they called these folks Judas, or they called them Benjamin Franklin. Not Benjamin Franklin. No. Yeah. What's the guy's name from the Revolution who was the traitor? Benedict Arnold. There we go. Benjamin, Benedict. Hey, Ben is Ben as far as I'm concerned. Ben and Jerry's. But the point being that the liberals always side with the mob, even on the Supreme Court, and Roberts has joined the mob. Very unfortunate. It would be lovely if liberal and conservative both could simply just read the law and enact it instead of saying, no, what you really meant to say by that was, because that's what it means to be a liberal. The Constitution's a living, breathing thing without the amendment process. Yeah, the law is a living, breathing thing, and currently it's breathing that, yeah. If you don't believe me, take a look at what little Miss Nancy Pelosi is up to as she breathes. Pelosi is ordering the removal of Confederate portraits in the Capitol. Confederate portraits. Do you realize that means she is ordering the removal of Democrats? Because every single Confederate was a Democrat. So now it's breathing in the other direction. And now all of a sudden she says, we're coming for you, dead people who can't defend yourself. And even though she's of the same proud party as every single one of those portraits, it just means someday they will come for hers too. And they can't come a day too early. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the future.